I'm Richard Morton. I work for the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, and I'm the director of the Institute of Foundation Models.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Machines Can Think. You've just stepped off a panel. First reflections from that conversation?
Well, I think it's so interesting that, everyone's obsessed with AI right now. AI is definitely the thing, but the fact is that I think it's so misunderstood as well. AI is just like a really fundamental tool right now that allows us to synthesize a lot of the data and make correlations, like a really fantastic calculator in many ways. We haven't reached the point yet where AI is going to be actually creating knowledge. It's going to actually create content that we've never thought of, or has been substantive questions that we've been trying to solve for many years. It can do really cool things, like for instance, it can do 2 years of clinical studies in 2 days. That's fantastic. But so far it hasn't really created anything that's going to be substantially new. But we want to do that, and I think that's what the future holds for us.
And what is so exciting about this particular part of the world?
It's like you couldn't find a better part of the world for AI, right? So for AI, you need an enormous amount of compute, you need an enormous amount of energy, you need a bunch of land, you need a lot of water for cooling, you need a lot of capital. That's all here. But you also need great governance. And the UAE has super reliable, very trusted, centralized government that works and has a very, very, very detailed strategic plan for AI. All of that, the confluence of all of those, it makes it a perfect place. It makes it the place, one of the places.
Let's talk about now the education side of things. You obviously have been now established, 5 years or something along those sorts of lines? Yeah. Really pioneering in terms of that vision that you have. Tell me about really how you think as a university to be creating the talent needed for this next generation.
It's first of all, it's an absolute privilege and an honor to actually be part of the very first University of Artificial Intelligence in the world, right? In a country that had its first minister of AI in 2017, well before any AI became a thing, right? So that's amazing. The fact is that we're attracting some of the greatest minds in AI in the world, whether it's in biotechnology, or it's in sustainability, energy, LLMs, everything. And it keeps coming in. So I think that we're going to have just more and more amazing talent. And I think that the UAE provides that because it has all of these incredible, the infrastructure, and it's got the vision, and it's got the strategy. We're going to just keep attracting more amazing people. And I think that's, it's just going to be it's going to be quantum leaps from here out, I think.
And you're very much a university of the world. You're attracting people from all over the world
everywhere
to come here, and also incredible employment outcomes too, right?
So it's a complicated question because ultimately I think that AI is going to be, as I said on the panel, it's going to be embedded in everything. So yeah, it's going to be critical to understand and create AI. But at some point, AI is just going to be part of the fabric. Like, people don't know how many things work in all around us, how your dishwasher works or anything like that. You don't need to know how that works. You just need to operate the dishwasher. And I think that that's what's going to happen with AI. AI is it's going to be part of your dishwasher. In fact, it's going to be part of every single how the Internet of Things was the thing before. AI will be embedded in all of that. Your autonomous driving, everything. So I don't view it as a sort of separate thing that it's standalone. No, it's right now it's new and it's interesting and people are focusing on it. But once it starts getting embedded into the very pragmatic reality of our everyday existence, it won't be a separate thing anymore. It's just going to be part of everything.
And what are you personally most excited about right now?
I'm most excited about the world model. So world model is a new paradigm of AI. So it takes, instead of the LLMs, which are two-dimensional, right? You're taking words and you're taking in huge amount of words, and you're making incredible correlations and extractions from those words. And now you're taking the world. You're actually taking the three-dimensional world and every single aspect of it, including physics, electrons, protons, neutrons, everything that is a fundamental part of our world. And the LLM can think and see and feel and actually, feeling can be synthesized, right? So, and I think that's going to be part of, it's going to be amazing. I mean, to me, that's the next paradigm of AI. And when we reach that point, it's not the end game, but it's going to be a quantum leap from where we are now.
And if I'm a young person listening to this interview, what advice would you give me?
I think that you have to look at things where you know that AI will be something that will fundamentally replace certain professions. So the only thing that matters is your education of AI, how you use AI, and how you use it in your daily life. If you do that, you really need to adopt it as much as possible, because for me, for instance, I use it all the time. I use it every single day. And it makes my life much easier. But the fact is that like G42, for instance, major employer in the area, their whole test, their entire test for if you are a candidate for their company is how do you use AI? In what ways do you use AI? How does it make your life easier, etc.? That's all they do. So use AI.
Richard, been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time today.
My pleasure. Anytime.